Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. Today we're going to test and see if tires matter when it comes to compacting silage. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, here we have a standard in-game large bunker silo filled with 56,000 liters of chaff. Yes, it is already at 4%, but that's okay. What we're going to do is using the Case Magnum 380 CVX here. We're going to do it with standard tires, standard with weights, wides with weights, rear duals, all duals, narrow twins, and rear tracks. This basically all the options for it. So every time we're going to weigh it before it goes out there to see how much it weighs, to see if weight actually matters, because maybe it's weight that plays a role in it and not the tires. We're going to test both kind of aspects of that, or try to do our best to test both. Obviously, this isn't 100% accurate or true, or I'm just trying my best to do it. And the way we're going to test it is not by how long it takes to compact this to 100%, because if you're going back and forth, it could be kind of varied. It's just going to be me driving from the scale over top of it and seeing what the difference in the compacting is. So if it's already at 4% and then we drive that over and it's at 14%, then the difference would be 10%. So compacted 10% driving over it. So I'll kind of show you how I'm going to do the first test with you guys in here. So hop in here. This thing has standards on it. We're going to drive onto the scale. And this is all saved, so it'll all be the same every time. And then that down there, that 27582, I'm going to write that down as the weight for it. So if that's written down, now we're going to drive over and see what is compacted here. So once we get across, beautiful. So the difference actually was 14%. I didn't know that. I didn't test that before. So 10% is the difference between the 4 and that. So then I'm going to save out, load back in, and then we're going to try it with the next vehicle or the next tire setup on here. So yeah, I'll see you guys after I finish all those tests. All right, welcome back. So the results were, now, there's a couple of things I want to note. So when I did the duals kind of hung off the edges a little bit, so they weren't really compacting. So it's kind of inconclusive, I'd say. But I'll go over those results otherwise. It seemed like the weight mattered more. So what we're going to do is try this test again, but we're going to have standards in the same tractor. So we already have one result with standards. Now we're going to do it with the weight. So we have a weight on the front and the back, as you can see there. So I go in here just so I can see the weight, but the weigh on the weigh scale a little bit easier. But the weights I put on, heaviest in-game ones, these guys right here, I put 2. So we have 6,600 kilograms extra on here. So we pull forward, this should be significantly heavier. Yeah, okay, 42,135 compared to 27,582. So 42,135. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and now we're gonna try this test again and see kind of what happens. Oh yeah, so weight matters a lot, it looks like. So we got to 26% compared to the 4, so 22%. So based on that, I would say if we're only getting 10% compaction with 27,000 pounds of weight, and then we're getting 22% with 42,000 pounds of weight, it does appear as if the weight matters more than the tires do. However, there's a couple other things I do want to try as far as compacting goes that are less scientific. I'll say more just kind of a curiosity of mine. So I'm gonna move the scale back, I think, because I don't think it's gonna fit. Yeah, I don't even know if we'll be able to get the stuff that I'm going to try on the scale, but we're going to try it in a second here. So I'm going to get all that set up, and then we'll bring you guys back in. And then at the end, we'll go over all the results. So I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, so here's a couple things I want to try out. So this first one, you probably recognize. This is a mod in the mod hub. I've heard this thing is amazing at taking out silage. So we're going to take a look at that in a second. I do have, so if we go into here, it is under miscellaneous. It is this guy, extremely expensive. And of course I went for the superpower the motor. Then if we go over here, the blade we're using, it has 2. It has the blade plow, which creates fields, and it has the blade leveler. We have the blade leveler. Levelers are used to move chaff and silage. So that's why we needed here. And then the other one I have out here is part of the FDR logging, which is not in the mod hub. It's separate, but I've been using the Tiger Cat, this very one, on my Wilhelmina series. And if you already have been watching that, you know exactly what's about to happen to the silage. But this compacts silage very quickly, and I kind of want to see how much it weighs and try it out that way as well. But this is, let's go into here under forestry equipment over here. So there's lots of different ones. I didn't check out all the FDR ones. This is the one I've been using. Most of them are 250 or around that, but they have lots of equipment and it's generally pretty heavy. So we're going to do this one first. We're going to pull it up onto the scale. Holy cow. Holy cow. Do you see? No, I'm not saying this is realistic by any means, but that's crazy. That's a lot of, so that ends in 216. Then 255. Oh my gosh, 24,255,216 pounds. See, as you can imagine, this is why I think the weight matters quite a bit. This thing is that heavy, and compacting, and it's done. That's how quick it went. It's done. We didn't get anywhere. Yeah, we got that far and it's done. The whole silo's done. So if you want something quick to compact silage and you're doing forestry, get one of these and use it for forestry because it's great for that anyways, and then do silage. All right, I'm going to load us back in and then we'll check out the NMC. All right, so I got all the other stuff out of the way. We're going to try to weigh this together, and then I'm going to weigh both sections of it, the blade and the vehicle itself, separate. This might be tricky to get on here. And all those things do have a collision. Oh, that worked. Perfect. All right, so the whole thing, let's get this thing more centered. There we go. Okay, and the weight, can't see it in here. Just hop out. 213940 for both. That is very heavy. Now let's get in and lower this to make sure that doesn't change it. Shouldn't. That shouldn't change it either. Okay, perfect. We'll back this off to see how much the blade weighs. Okay, 17,640. So that's how much the blade weighs. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and pick the blade up and move it and just see how much the beast weighs. Now I know we could do math theoretically, but this is just faster than me trying to get a calculator out and do stuff. $196,300. All right, so we're gonna try just using this to drive over the silage, and that's gonna be our first test, just without anything else in it, no blade, nothing. We're gonna try to just drive over the silage first. So 4%, and it's gonna compact fairly quickly. Okay, 77 from 4% to 77, so that's 73 up. Okay, I'm gonna load back in and then we will test with the blade. All right, and here goes. Let's lower this bad boy down. Okay, it's smoothing it out pretty good, it looks like. Oh, it's just moving it all. That's kind of nifty. Interesting. I didn't know that was how that was gonna work. So, but it's also compacting it fairly well. We draw back, that loses a lot of the compaction. Well, maybe we want that to be raised. I don't know. I guess just driving over it's what's going to compact it quickest. But if you do need to move it around, that seems to work pretty well. Drag backwards over it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because we're compacting it very quickly into a small area, so it does work. But yeah, there's that for you. I'm not going to write a number for that. I'll just probably put the weight of the NMC with the blade up on the screen. But yeah, I'm going to put all that stuff into a spreadsheet, and then I'll bring you guys back in and we can go over the results. All right, so going over the results. So looking at tires at the top. So what I kind of noticed is weight matters, and here's why. So for the weight in pounds for those top setups for all the different tire arrangements, all the ones that were 30,000 pounds or more compacted 11%. Everything that was under 30,000 pounds compacted only 10%. Now I know there's probably a little bit of a difference and everything like that, and the weight does matter more, but that kind of shows that it's more about the weights rather than the tires. Now again, I also mentioned the tires weren't completely contacting the silage or the chaff in the bunker silo the whole time for some of those tests. So it could be kind of skewed, which, you know, very well. But then when we added the weights, which is why I have further evidence to say that weight matters, we were able to get to 22% or get 22% compacted at 42,000 pounds. The FDR Tiger Cat compacted almost immediately, and it's 24 million pounds. That's ridiculous. And then the NMC Bulldozer also compacted a lot of it at 196,000 pounds. So as far as cost though, the Bulldozer and the Tiger Cat's 250,000, so that was actually not bad. But again, that's only for PC players. The NMC Bulldozer is for all platforms. However, that's $1.4 million. That is expensive, so that may not be a good option for you. However, the best option probably is just to get whatever vehicle you have that has the most weight on it, or whatever tractor you have that has a 3-point link in the front and the back. That has a fair amount of horsepower to pull it, obviously, and then get the biggest weights you can probably fit on there and then drive over it if you're going to do that. Now, again, there also is other things to consider as well, such as you can use a roller and other things. This isn't just the best way to compact silage. This is just a test to see if tires matter. But based on this test, I would say that it seems like it matters more for weight rather than tires. So, and I do apologize. I did not use this weigh station mod as I should have for my crop test for the heaviest crops and whatnot. Just totally spaced it. But anyhow, I now have this available for future tests. So anyhow, guys, if you enjoyed, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on your screen to join the channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future test videos I may do. But anyhow, guys, this has been Farmer Cop. Thank you for coming and watching.